Hey, third grade, it's Mr. Shesky, and I'm here with your hydroponic farm stand. And what I'm going to do right now is fill it up with water. It's really important that it's filled up with water because that is what helps the plants grow. As you know, a hydroponic tower actually waters the plants internally. So inside this tower, you're not actually going to see the water come out of it. So I need to fill it up with water right in the bottom tank. And then I'm going to bring it right back here so we can add the seedlings to it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off this cap. This cap opens up to the inside of the tank. And then, big thanks to Miss Maria for allowing me to use the hose. I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to turn the water on and start to fill it up. This could take a while, so while we wait, let's learn a little bit about hydroponics.
Are you ready to go on an amazing adventure? We're not just going to another country, we're going to another planet. And we've got a giant green puzzle to solve. This is going to be fun. Okay, so imagine this. You're an astronaut. You climb into your rocket ship and whoosh, you blast off on a really long trip, all the way to Mars. It could take a whole year to get there. You're definitely going to get hungry, right? So here's the big question. How would you grow a garden in space?
I mean, you can't pack enough pizza and sandwiches for a whole year. And you know what? There are no grocery stores on Mars. So astronauts have to grow their own fresh, yummy food to stay healthy. Plus, having some green plants around is just nice when you're so far from home.
So you might think, easy, just bring a big bag of dirt. But see, soil is super heavy and it takes up a lot of room, two things you don't have a lot of on a spaceship. And here's the really weird part. In space, where everything floats a little, water doesn't sink into the soil. Nope, it just bounces off the top in a bunch of tiny floating water bubbles. How are you supposed to water a plant like that?
And that is our big puzzle. If you can't use soil, what's left? How in the world, or out of this world, can you grow a big, juicy tomato or some crunchy lettuce with absolutely no dirt? Are you ready to learn the secret? Okay, so the secret isn't exactly magic, but it's pretty close. It's all about using the amazing, incredible power of water. This secret has a really cool, super sciencey name. It's called hydroponics. It's a way of growing plants where they get all their food from special water that's packed with everything a plant loves to eat. No soil required. That big word is actually like a secret code. Let's break it. Hydro, that part means water. And ponics, that means work. So in hydroponics, the water does all the work of feeding the plants. See? Pretty cool, right? And get this idea is actually really old. We're talking hundreds of years ago, the ancient Aztecs. Well, they needed more room for their gardens, so they built these awesome floating rafts and grew their food right on top of the water. So to really get how hydroponics works, we need to figure out what a plant really needs to be happy and healthy. It's kind of like a secret recipe for a perfect plant. Let's think about it. If they don't have to have soil, then what's on the must-have list? What are the key ingredients in a plant's secret recipe for growing big and strong? Here it is, the secret recipe for life. First up, they obviously need water. They also need air. And wait for it, even their roots need to breathe air. Next, they need light. That's how they make their own energy. Then they need nutrients. Think of these like special plant vitamins. And last, they just need a safe place to grow. So you see, soil is just one way for a plant to get nutrients and have a place to live. Now those nutrients we were talking about, it's much easier to think of them like a multivitamin that you might take. They're not the food itself, but they're the little helpers that allow the plant to grow super strong using the energy it gets from light.
So once you know a plant's secret recipe, you get it. For these awesome gardeners, it's totally no soil, no problem. Let's see how they do it.
So in one kind of system, the plant's roots just get to dangle down and take a nice long bath in that special vitamin water. It's like a relaxing spa day, where they can just soak up all the food they need. How cool is that? And here's another way that's so neat. Imagine a tiny little river of that food-filled water that's always flowing, just gently washing right past the plant's roots. This way they get a fresh drink and their vitamins whenever they want. Okay, but what about light? Especially if you're inside a spaceship or even just in a room with no windows. Well, no problem. We can use special lights called grow lights. They're like a personal mini sun for each plant, giving them all the light energy they need to grow anytime, anywhere.
So, we did it. We solved the puzzle for our astronauts on Mars. But you know what? This amazing water power isn't just for space. People are using it to grow incredible gardens right here on planet Earth.
Because you don't need a big yard with soil, you can build these gardens pretty much anywhere. You can find them in the middle of big cities, in super hot deserts, even in freezing cold Antarctica. And yep, you could even have one right in your own kitchen.
And this superpower is amazing for two big reasons. First, these gardens actually use way less water than regular gardens. And second, because you can do it indoors, it lets us grow fresh, yummy food all year long. It doesn't matter if it's snowy or rainy outside.
And the best part is, you can be a hydroponic superhero too, by using your STEM powers. That's right. You can use science to do cool experiments. You can use technology, like fancy gadgets to check the water. You can use engineering to build a brand new home for your plants. And you can use math to measure out the perfect vitamin recipe for them. So now you know the secret of water power. There's only one question left. If you were a hydroponic superhero, what amazing superpowered plant would you grow first?
The water's in, let's add our seedlings. All right, check it out. Inside this box are the seedlings that we're gonna put in the hydroponic farm stand. Check out that label right there. Fragile contents, unbox immediately. They do not want these seedlings waiting to be planted in this box for very long. So let's go ahead and open it. Well, just like it says, let the fun begin. Inside here, we have all of the green seedlings that are going to be planted right in the hydroponic farm stand.
Yeah, it's dwarf cherry tomatoes. Yep. All right, who needs a tag? Tag, you're in.
Now let's run our water through. Take a listen. Let's talk about what's coming up next. Step 4 is testing the pH balance of the water. We want to make sure that those seedlings are growing well, so we'll make sure that the water that is in the tank is healthy every week. After we test the pH balance, step 5 is adding the nutrients. This is the step that we give our plants the food they need to grow. And finally, of course, we're going to be making observations. Every time we look at the plants, we'll see them growing, we'll notice their changes, and we'll continue to celebrate their progress. Soon enough, it'll be time to enjoy what we've grown.